Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and we are doing this during our live show. It is a Q&A like we always do every week, so if you're still in the live chat, use hashtag Patriots or Super Chat, and you can get on our mailbag, answering all the questions for Patriots against the Carolina Panthers, and what I think is a must win. The Patriots are 5.5-point favorites. They think it's going to be an average scoring game, 43.5 points. But both of these teams are 1-2. One of these teams is going to 1-3. And I said it was a must-win game. It is a must-win game. If you lose this game, your playoff chances are most likely going to go out the window. So you let me know down in the comments section. Is this a must-win for the New England Patriots? Yes or no? Starting off with the Super Chats is Big Daddy Joe. The realest of real ones, became a mod on last week's live stream. He says, do we replace the DC? And what he is mentioning is that Terrell Williams, unfortunately, is having a lot of health problems, and he's with the team on and off. And because of his health problems, he hasn't been able to lead as a defensive coordinator. Nick Kurz has been replacing him he's the linebackers coach, replacing him as the defensive coordinator. So what I think he's asking is, should we replace him? And honestly, I'll give my opinions. And because he cannot be on the Patriots team at full time, 100% dedication, you need to step down. You need to let Nick take over as the linebackers coach, as the defensive coordinator, because you're only hurting yourself and you're hurting the team. If you can't be fully invested in this team, it's only right that you step down and hopefully get better. I'm not saying like, hey, the Patriots need to fire him, but let him get fully healthy. If it takes him a whole year, let him take a whole year. He's a great defensive coordinator. He was great with the Lions. I think that they really should consider having him step down. And if he can come back next year, great. But right now, he cannot be a distraction to this football team. Thumbs coming in with a $2 super chat. Bench Stevenson and split time with Efton and Kyle. So bench Stevenson, I will say, I think that they're going to bench Rhamondre Stevenson because we saw at practice on Wednesday that Travion Henderson was taking first team snaps as the workouts were happening. And then it was Antonio Gibson. And then it was Rhamondre Stevenson. Split time with Efton Chisholm and Kyle, and he's mentioning Kyle Williams. I hope Efton Chisholm plays. We will not find out until Sunday. And for Kyle Williams, he only had 9 snaps. 9 snaps on Sunday's game. You drafted him at 69th overall. He has talent. You see the speed. Have him play more, man. Just have him play more, man. Drake, maybe. That's who's in the comments right now? Oh, my God. Go check out my last video that I just made, and I will say why you do not say Drake maybe. He's asking, what do you do with Rhamondre Stevenson? And I think that is the biggest question throughout the Patriots right now, because Rhamondre Stevenson last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, he fumbled. Not once, but twice. And what made matters even worse is he fumbled going into the end zone. And this was his stats. 4 carries, 18 yards, 3 receptions, and 2 fumbles. I really think that he is a talented running back. I loved him in 2022 when he rushed for 1,000 yards. He was one of the best Patriots on the team. But with what he's done, I mean, if you go back, it's 9 fumbles now dating back to last year. So if I'm the head coach, what I would do if I was Mike Vrabel, I would sit Rhamondre Stevenson for week 4 against the Carolina Panthers. They're a weak team. They're not really good. I expect to win this game. I'd healthy scratch Stevenson. I'd let him sit. I would call up Terrell Jennings from the practice squad, and I would go with those 3 running backs. You go with Travion Henderson, Antonio Gibson, and Terrell Jennings for that week. Let Rhamondre kind of gather his thoughts. Let him take a week off. Have him be better. I got a football. Carry that football with you nonstop. Hold it tight. But I also want to say, for all of you that think, oh, you should trade him, cut him. No. Do not cut Rhamondre Stevenson. 1, he makes too much money. 2, he's too talented to be cut. You saw what he did against the Miami Dolphins. That over-the-shoulder throw where he catches it right here. Not all running backs make that catch. You need to keep him on this team. You have to figure out a way so he stops fumbling the ball. And for everybody that says trade him, he's a fumbling maniac. Who is going to trade for an overpaid running back like Rhamondre Stevenson? Nobody. Nobody at all. So I'll ask you guys, would you bench Rhamondre Stevenson just for this week? I want to see him on the bench, have him gather his thoughts, let him take a week off. Still practicing, still with the team, but he doesn't deserve to play. Type B for bench or type S for start if you want to see that. Tasobi, the one from Germany, coming in. Which wide receiver will have the most yards on Sunday? That's a good question. Can I say not Pop Douglas because he has 13 targets on 13 yards? That's it. If I had to choose somebody, Mike Vrabel did say, they asked him, is Stephon Diggs' role going to change? And he said, of course it's going to change. He's coming off an ACL injury. He's going to get better. At some point, you're not going to see Stephon Diggs getting 48% of the snaps. You're going to see him getting 60%. He also said that no wide receiver is going to get 90%. I think the highest was Kayshon Boutte at 76. If I had to choose, I'd probably say Kayshon Boutte. But wide receiver aside, I'm going 100%. I'm going 100% with Hunter Henry. And we already did answer that question, Moose. We did answer that question with Big Daddy Joe's $20 super chat, which I think Terrell Williams should step down as defensive coordinator and come back next year. I do think that Efton Chisholm needs to play. I hope he plays. I really, really, really do. JR, the Pats fan. Is Jahlani Tavai going to come back? Yes, he's going to be back. And right now, they need him to come back because we saw Christian Ellis get benched. He was playing really, really bad in that game against the Steelers. And then we also saw Jack Gibbons go in and play really good. I mean, hell, Robert Spillane has been just okay. You have Marte Mapu getting a lot of snaps too. Jahlani Tavai was put on the short-term IR with his injury, and he will be back after. He's eligible to come back after this week. So after this game against the Carolina Panthers, you should see on either Tuesday, Wednesday, he could be activated. And the Patriots, they also have an open roster spot right now. They don't have 53 on their roster. They have 52. So I think they're waiting for Tavai to be eligible to come back and immediately activate him to put him on the 53-man roster. We're going to get into some more of your guys' questions, but first I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. PrizePicks is the best way to win cash this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on PrizePicks. I made a lineup for you guys for this weekend's game, and it is a good one. Jalen Hurts, it's a max discount for half a passing yard. We know he can't throw the ball downfield, but I think he can throw 1 yard. Give me the more on that. Then Drake May, the more on passing yards. 230.5. He's going to get that. Come on, guys. Come on. And then Hunter Henry, the more on receiving yards. He had 90 last week. Give me the more on that one. You can make a lineup just like that when you download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. All right, let's get back to those questions. And I think a lot of you guys are kind of just asking a lot of things about just the Patriots against the Panthers. And hopefully they get this done, because if they don't, they're going to be a lot of crashing out from the Patriots and from me personally on the live stream. So if you guys like it, hit that sub button. Patriot time. Did Gonzo practice today? Yes, he did. As of this recording, it is Wednesday, my dudes. And he did practice. He was limited. He has practiced since he's come back last Wednesday. He has not missed a practice. He has been limited with a hamstring injury every single day of the way. But Mike Vrabel did say the expectation is for him to ramp up and be back on Sunday. I think the whole plan was, hey, we're only going to practice you 3 days. I don't think you're ready to play against the Steelers, which he wanted to. He said that he really, really wanted to, but Mike Vrabel said, we're not going to risk injury. But I think I 100%. If he doesn't play, I will be shocked. I will be shocked. Mr. Swiss 14, is Josh the answer? McDaniels, as he's talking about, or was Brady the reason for his success? I think a combination of both. I think Tom Brady was just a mastermind. I mean, he was a genius, and it also just worked out. The Patriots had an amazing roster. It wasn't just Tom Brady. I mean, Julian Edelman just got inducted to the Patriots Hall of Fame. You look at their offensive line, it was great at some points. Throughout the entire 20 years of the dynasty, I could list off names like Nate Soldier was great. We had Logan Mankins, Matt Light. The offensive line was great, and they took advantage of that. You also had James White, Kevin Falk. You had all these guys that helped this team. It's not as good as it used to be. So I'm also going to say, like, maybe Josh take two. I think Brady was the reason for his success, but I also think the Patriots roster as a whole was the reason for his success. He's a good offensive coordinator. He just has to adapt to 2025 NFL. I can't even speak at this point. 2025 NFL and not 2015. Jordan's dancing partner. For any of you guys that saw that AI video of Bill Belichick and Jordan, is absolutely crazy. Do the Patriots still have playoff hopes? Good question, Jordan's dancing partner. I think Mr. Belichick. I do think the Patriots still have playoff hopes. And it's just a simple yes. Of course they still have playoff hopes. Just because you're 1-2 doesn't mean your season is over. If you look at the Kansas City Chiefs and then you look at the Baltimore Ravens, they're both 1-2. And then you look at both teams, who do they play? They play each other. So then they play against each other. One of those two teams are going to be 1-3 after week 4. And you think their season's going to be done? No, I don't think so. And with the Patriots' schedule, it is one of the easiest schedules that you have ever seen. According to Tankathon, they have the remaining strength of schedule for every single team, all the way down to the bottom is the New England Patriots at .357. Easy schedule, man. You got to take advantage. And if you go 5-3 throughout the next 5 games, which is against the Panthers, let's skip the Bills game. Then you go against the Saints, which is the worst team in football. Panthers were considered the worst team in football. Then the Titans were considered the worst team in football. And the Browns were also considered the worst team in football, but they just beat the Green Bay Packers. So anything can happen in the National Football League, as of course Collinsworth would say. But you also play the Falcons. You also play the Jets twice. You also play the Bengals. And you also play the Giants. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'll split with the Jets, 7, 8. That's 8 wins right there. And that puts you at 9 on the season. 9-8, that could get you into the playoffs. It might be a little bit hectic, like you lost the tiebreaker to the Steelers now, but 9 wins, and if you can miraculously split with the Bills, which the Patriots always do, that puts you at 10 wins. That'll get you into the playoffs. So I'm not going to say the Patriots' playoff hopes are over, but you let me know down in the comments section. Predict the Patriots' record. What do you think they're going to go? 10-7? Do you think they're going to go 9-8? Let me know down in the comments section. Another great week full of questions. Hopefully the Patriots can get the win against the Carolina Panthers, and we will be live Sunday at noon Eastern. So make sure you hit that sub button. And as always, let's go Pats.